He is ready. Evan McPherson has been turning heads at training camp so far. Despite having a down year in 2024, he looks to rebound and looking better than ever. As we go into this 2025 season, could we be seeing the Money Mac of old? Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So happy to see all you Bengals fans. This is an exciting time. We have arrived. Football is back. We are in training camp and preseason is right around the corner, which means regular season, the 2025 season is fast approaching. If you don't want to miss out on the breaking news, if you want to join in on the discussion, be sure you smash that subscribe button and be sure you comment. We want to hear from you guys. What are you excited about? And any players you are specifically keeping an eye on in this training camp? Well, one specific player, Evan McPherson, he has been Money Mac. He has been the kicker, especially in that Super Bowl run in the 2021 season. But last year, he had a down year. And many people are pointing the finger of the what ifs. Last year, the defense had its struggles. And there were times where that one play could have turned that season around. They were one game away from making the playoffs. And unfortunately, you can look at a number of plays of if the defense did this, then this could have happened. So on and so forth. We can play that game. One thing that has been brought up is Evan McPherson, though. He had a lot more misses than he was used to. And if you were to ask him, he would even come out and say it was not a good year for him. He didn't feel like himself. It just was not Money Mac. Well, if the Bengals are going to make a run to the playoffs, if they are certainly going to make a run to the Super Bowl, trying to get back to the Super Bowl like they did in 2021, they're going to need Money Mac. There's just going to be games where it's going to come down to that kick, or in times where you get that kick earlier in the game to put the pressure on the other team. You got to have that reliable kicker, and no kicker is going to be perfect. But Money Mac, other than your Justin Tuckers of the world, is nearly perfect when it goes back to that Super Bowl year that they had. So it's encouraging to see so far reporting in training camp, Evan McPherson has been perfect. And it's accrediting to what he grew up doing. Yes, that is encouraging to see. I love seeing Evan McPherson. I mean, it was just incredible that 2021 year, seeing him hit those 50-yarders like they were nothing. They were like chip shots to him. It was just amazing. The weapon that Evan McPherson can be for this team, that's already an electric offense. It's just a weapon. It really is. It puts that much more pressure on the opposing defenses, thinking these guys are in field goal range. This guy can hit from so far. We have got to stop him. You know, it comes down to the defense. You got to have that balance. You got to be able to play tight, but not so tight that you're going to overthink you're going to mess up. You see that a lot of times when the pressure is on, some defenses buckle. And as much as that's a little thing to think about of a kicker, here we are. Evan McPherson was that. It felt like at times defenses felt that of, we got to make a stop here. We got to even push them back because they are in field goal range, when in reality, most kickers couldn't hit from this distance. Evan McPherson can be that weapon. Unfortunately, last year, it was the opposite. You saw Zach Taylor go for a fourth down a lot of times when they were in field goal range. But this is what's encouraging to note, because Evan McPherson had this to say about why he feels more confident this year. He said, after my rookie year, I went on a deep dive to figure out how I could become more consistent, and it sent me the other way. So this past offseason, I went back to what I grew up doing from the time I started kicking into college, pre-draft, and everything I'd done leading up to my rookie season. So he even admits that he tried to tweak things. And if you look further into that interview, his style is actually, he starts out to the right when he kicks, and it has a draw that comes back in to the center. And what was happening was he was essentially trying to be like traditional kickers, trying to hit that more straight. Well, we see what the results were. He was not going to what he was more comfortable with. And that's something to think about when it comes to the season. If he's getting back to basics, we could certainly be seeing the Evan McPherson from old, the Money Mac that we know. And again, that's what they need. The Bengals need a reliable kicker in those tight games. Think about Kansas City games, the Buffalo games, your division games, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, even Cleveland. Those games could come down to a kick. But that's what kickers are known for. They're known to have the pressure and to be able to fulfill on that, to live up to the pressure. And McPherson has been known to have one of those heart rate monitors on his arm to try and keep his cool, to try and not get overwhelmed. Watching and monitoring his heartbeat, he took it very serious. That was his rookie year in 2021. But he was so focused on making sure he made the kicks that he delivered. That's exactly what was going on. Well, he went on further in the discussion. He talked more in that interview. It was really interesting because he was saying as much that also a factor was his health. And it wasn't that he was suffering, like, he wasn't taking care of himself. So it was a factor, but he's focusing more on just taking care of himself. And that goes back to his focus, going back to when those moments are on him, when it's crunch time, he's feeling the heat, he can keep his cool. This is what he went on further to say. He said, obviously, my health has been a big emphasis for me in learning how to take care of my body. I'm just making sure I'm warming up properly and long enough. I'm kind of prolonging my warm-up routine now, adding some stuff, making sure I'm properly warmed up before I go out and kick, and I'm not just kind of running out there after a 10-minute warm-up, and some of the small muscles are still cold. I'm all for this. I think for the year that he had, he needs to take things more seriously. Maybe part of that was also he felt a little too comfortable. They say that competition, it can breed perfection. And maybe if he was a little too comfortable feeling there's really no competition, I'm the man. Certainly you want a kicker to have confidence, but if you have the, dare I say, cockiness to go with it, that's not going to help matters. So that's encouraging to see that McPherson wants to get back to basics. And that's what the Bengals need. They need 2021 rookie season, which was just remarkable. Let's just get that out of the way. Maybe he isn't going to have this amazing season like that, but he's got to come close. He's got to be that kicker that they can rely on and not think of him as a liability. They need to think of him as that weapon that is going to, as silly as it sounds, it does put pressure on the opposing defenses. That really does play a factor. Little things do add up when you're in the heat of the game. And to not have him like they did last year, where Zach Taylor, he was going for it on fourth down, and they were clearly in field goal range. That showed he did not have the confidence in McPherson. But if you have the opposite, you have Money Mac, someone that you can rely on to hit those 50-yarders at times. Look out. That's just going to add to this Bengals team. There's just so much excitement with these Bengals. The players, they're young, but they are starting to turn it on. They've got Burrow leading the charge. And this defense with Al Golden looks to be turning things around. So far in training camp, the update has also been that the defense has been playing very well. They've been clicking together, really buying into what Al Golden has been doing. Evan McPherson coming back and just being that reliable kicker, that's going to be the cherry on top. That's going to be a complete team all around. And we've talked about it at length. The Bengals don't need this elite defense. They just need to be a solid defense. Add in Money Mac McPherson, and this team is going to go places. What do you guys think? Do you think McPherson is going to be coming back strong? He might be showing the signs of 2021 Money Mac. We want to hear from you guys. Comment below. And what do you think of training camp so far? What are you most excited about in this upcoming season? What are some predictions? How do you think the Bengals will fare when it comes to the schedule and their final record? We want to hear from you guys. So again, be sure you comment, be sure you subscribe so you're all up to date when our new videos drop. So that's going to do it for now, guys. As we say, Uday.